eat it, they'll be like, say what? It's vegan? So yeah. Hey y'all, it's your girl Chef Joyette, and welcome back to my channel. Say what is vegan? Today I have yet another Thanksgiving recipe video for you all. We are going to go into my cookbook. It's so amazing, and we're going to make my smothered pork chops. Yes, we're making vegan smothered pork chops. So many people have asked me about this recipe, and I know y'all loving the compilation videos, so I want to give y'all another alternative to have on Thanksgiving or on a Soul Food Sunday or any day of the week. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is start my boiling water because I'm going to use it as a steamer. Then I took a can of northern beans, and you can use cannellini beans for this as well, and I pureed that. This is super key to giving your seitan some more flavor and texture. Now, if you don't know what seitan is, it's used to make a lot of different vegan types of meat. It is made with gluten. So if you have a gluten allergy, of course you cannot use this, but it is vital wheat gluten, which is the protein in gluten. And I'm going to go ahead and actually season that. I'm using my knockoff golden chick seasoning, which I do have a video for that, and I'll make sure I put the link below. And then I'll use the rest of my seasonings, like my sage, my rosemary, and my poultry seasoning. Now, also I'll use onion soup mix because that is the way to go. And then you're going to use some vegan chicken bouillon. Now, you see me taking some rice paper and I'm soaking that in some hot water, and I'm breaking it up because if you remember having pork chops, or if you still eat pork chops, you know I got a little bit of chew and gristle. So that's going to be my vegan gristle. Yes, your girl go all out. When I tell you I am the queen of transitioning people over to being vegan, that is exactly what I do. I wanted to be as realistic as possible. Next, I add some oil in there and some vegan Worcestershire sauce, and also some liquid smokes. I'm going to go ahead and add in my bean puree. Then I'm going to mix that around and add in my liquid. Now, you can use some vegetable broth or you can use water, but I like to use a little bit at a time. Now, this is really just for me for content, but it gets real messy. I start off trying to use it with the spoon, but then I had to get in there with my hands, and baby, it gets messy because you have to knead that dough and you have to make sure it's nice, firm, and tight. So just make sure your hands are super clean before making this recipe. Now, make it seitan. You can make it a lot of different ways, and I use it to make ribs, steak, things of that nature. And I do a different technique just depending on what it is. Now, for this one, I am going to go ahead and steam it, and I use aluminum foil. So before you freak out, if you don't want to use aluminum foil, by all means, go ahead and use a cheesecloth. So right now you see me putting my gristle in between the meat. So because I want that texture to be all up and through. And even when I lay it on this piece of aluminum foil, I'm going to put a little bit of that vegan gristle there. I'm pressing it down, and you got to remember this is going to double in size. So you don't want it to be too thick or too big. And then I go ahead and I wrap it, and then I smash it down some more. So I'm going to do that to the entire bowl of my seitan. Next, I take all of my seitan pieces and I'm putting it inside my pot. So you see I have the little steamer here. Shout out to the Goodwill because that's where I got it for $3.99. Baby, your girl be trying to save her money. It don't matter how much money I make. I save my coins, okay? So if you don't have one of these steamer baskets, if you have a one pot, you could do it in that. Or even taking a metal colander and put it on top of a pot of water and let it steam that way. Next, I'm going to go ahead and work on my glazed carrots. This recipe is so delicious and super easy, and it's not in my cookbook, so let me tell you exactly what I use. After I cleaned and peeled my carrots, I went ahead and cut them, and I used some sea salt. You can use kosher salt as well. And I added some black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, rosemary, a little bit of garlic herb, salt-free seasoning. Then also I'm going to add in some brown sugar and a little bit of vegetable bouillon because this is going to be a nice and savory recipe. Then you want to add lots of smoked paprika and a little bit of avocado oil or any type of oil that you have, just one without strong flavor. And then you're going to give that nice little mix around. And I also added a pinch of cayenne pepper. It's not going to make it spicy. It just enhances the flavor. Next, I'm going to use some salted vegan butter. Now, I found out the parquet butter, yes, it's actually margarine, but it's vegan and salty, and it just absolutely tastes amazing in this particular recipe. I don't use it for a lot of other things because it is a little bit too salty, but it's perfect for this. So I have my oven on 375 degrees. I'm going to tint it with some foil and put it in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes because I like for it to caramelize. Now let's work on this cornbread, and baby, this cornbread is everything. This is my brown sugar and cinnamon cornbread. I'll make sure I put all the measurements down below because it's not in my cookbook. I do have my jalapeno cornbread recipe in mind. It's so amazing, but this one will be in my new soul food cookbook coming out in 2024. I've added cornmeal, self-rising flour, brown sugar, granulated sugar, Mexican vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon, some nutmeg. I'm using applesauce and flaxseed meal as my binder. Then I'm also going to go ahead and use some vanilla oat milk. I mean, listen, y'all. Y'all see where I'm going with this? It's almost like I'm making a cake. It is so delicious. And you want to make sure you also use salt in this to enhance the flavor. I know salt gets a bad rap when using too much of it, but it goes a long way. Now, my batter was a little bit thinner than what I wanted it, so I went ahead and added some more cornmeal to it. An easy fix. And a good thing about you want the batter to be about slightly thicker than waffle mixture. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my sweet potato. Yes, I did not say sweet potato cornbread because everybody say it, but I put my sweet potato in the microwave on a potato function, and then I'm breaking it down and I'm adding it to my mix. All right. So you see those nice little chunks. That is also going to act as another binder along with some flavor. Be sure to butter your skillet down or use some nonstick spray so your cornbread does not stick to the sides. That's going to go in the oven on 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Next, let's get into this rice pilaf. I take my avocado oil and some vegan butter, and you know your girl don't measure. Then I use lots of garlic and I give that a nice rough chop. And then I have some diced onions. And as that saute, I'm going to add in some fresh parsley. Now, this wakes the recipe all the way up. And at this point, if you want to add some mushrooms to it, you can as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and rinse off my rice. And you can choose to soak your rice overnight. So you want to make sure it doesn't stick. But if not, just give it a nice few rinses until it runs clear. And then you're going to add your rice to the pot. Once you add your rice to it, you're going to add your seasoning. So I add my salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of vegetable bouillon, and you can choose to add some paprika if you like, but I give that a nice little stir. Then I add in my final herbs. Now you can use rosemary or thyme, but for this recipe, I decided to use thyme with all the flavors that I have going on. Next, I add in my vegetable broth, or you can use water as well. And you just want to make sure you use double the amount of water to the amount of rice that you have. So I put a lid on that, brought that up to a boil, then I turned it down on the simmer for the next 20 minutes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start chopping up my veggies. So I have some celery, I have my green bell pepper, and you can use another colorful bell pepper if you like. Those are just a little bit sweeter. And I'm going to go ahead and put my avocado oil in a skillet and then saute my veggies. Next, I'll be slicing up my sweet onion. You can also use a white onion or yellow onion as well. This is going to be for my gravy for my smothered pork chops. It is absolutely delicious and so scrumptious, and I cannot wait for you all to try it out. I'm also adding in some portobello mushrooms, and you can use white button mushrooms, use whatever you have in hand. And we're going to use my knockoff golden check seasoning. After we give that a nice stir, we're going to go ahead and add in some garlic. I used about 5 cloves of garlic for this. And now once I'm allowing all that to saute, I'm going to go ahead and mix my cinnamon, sugar, brown sugar, and butter together to make a glaze for my cornbread. And I'm putting this right on my cornbread as it come out of the oven because I want that to melt into my cornbread. Do you see how good this glaze looks? Baby, wait till y'all taste it. It tastes even better. I'm about to have all y'all mamas and grandmas and mamas mad at me because I did that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and work on this gravy. I'm adding all-purpose flour to my pan with a little bit of avocado oil. Now I'm doing this with a spoon, and I also add a little bit of butter to it, but use a whisk, guys, or do it separate. If this is your first time making gravy, I wouldn't suggest you do it this way, but I'll make sure I leave some tips in the description box below, along with other links and details to my cookbook, so you can actually get the full details of this recipe. Now, of course, with my seasonings, I have my salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, Worcestershire sauce. I'm adding in some fresh rosemary, some thyme, a little bit of vegetable bouillon because we have to have all that flavors. And I had to give this a little taste to see if it needed a little bit more. And yes, your girl needed a little bit more flavor. So I went ahead and I add in some more vegan chicken bouillon. I don't remember the brand of that one, but it was just chicken bouillon. It was vegan chicken bouillon. And you can use whatever it is that you like. So don't be worried about being so brand specific all the time because it really don't matter. Next, I'm going to go ahead and work my Brussels sprouts. So you see all that vegan butter? Your girl loves her vegan butter, y'all. The more butter, what? The more flavor. And I'm taking my shallots, and I used about 6 of those, and I sliced them real nicely. Then I'm going to take some red bell pepper, and you can use whichever color. I would say stay away from green because the other colors tend to be way more sweeter. Next, I'm going to take my clean Brussels sprouts and I cut the tip off. the little hard part, and then I'm splitting them in half. Now you could do this recipe in the oven, but I'm doing this stovetop for the sake of time. And I'm adding that to my pepper and shallot mixture. Next, I'm going to add in my black pepper, my salt, my garlic powder, my onion powder, a little bit of smoked paprika. And you see all that flavor, baby, all that flavor is going to matter and is very necessary. And then I'm also adding in a little bit of crushed red pepper. Next, I want to give that a nice little stir. And you want to try to turn this up on high heat because you want it to have some color as if it was roasted in the oven. Next, I'm going to take my brown sugar and give it a nice mix around. And you want that brown sugar to caramelize. Then I'll add in somewhat more vegan butter. And then I'm also going to add in some fig jam. And when I tell you this is game changing for your Brussels sprouts, try it and thank me later. You're going to add in your vegan Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of liquid smoke, and you're going to let that cook for about another 5 minutes. Next, I'm going to go ahead and grab my vegan pork chops. They are ready to go. The steam has been steaming and they've been going for about 45 minutes. Now you see the seitan doubled in size. That's why I said do it thin. And don't worry about this being perfectly even because it doesn't matter because it's going to get coated in flour. So the way that I batter my vegan pork chops, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my dry batter. Then I'll put it in my wet batter, back into my dry batter, and then add it into my hot frying oil. And you can use whatever oil is you like, whether it's vegetable oil, avocado oil, which is expensive. You can use whatever it is. So don't let nobody tell you that you can't cook in all the oils. Just as long as it ain't lard, it's vegan. So I'm going to go ahead and fry that up for about 2 minutes on each side. And you see how delicious this looks. Once I take my carrots out the oven, I serve them up in a bowl. Then I'm also going to pull my Brussels sprouts out. And then I'm also going to go ahead and pour that gravy on top of that pork chop so it can start soaking up that flavor. And look at this rice pilaf. Baby, add some more parsley to it to wake it up even more. Now, if you didn't think being vegan could be this good, I'm here to show you and tell you, think again. This is another alternative to Thanksgiving or any Sunday dinner or any dinner any day of the week because we make vegan delicious, fun, and of course, the best thing you ever had. Now look at this spread and tell me that following this channel has not opened your mind to so many different possibilities of vegan food. Whether I'm making vegan soul food, African food, Caribbean food, Asian food, Italian food, Latin food, I am infusing all the authentic flavors. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, Say What Is Vegan, where you're going to find what the best vegan food there is. And again, be sure to cop the cookbooks and check out my other videos where you can find more meals for the holiday. Now let's get into this meal. This delicious meal, and I ain't even tasted it, I just know. You know your girl know I have not disappointed y'all yet. It is done. So this is another alternative, like I said, to Thanksgiving or any other day, Sunday dinner, soul food dinner, cooking with friends, cooking with family, cooking with anybody, just because you want to cook yourself. It is done, it is complete, and we're getting ready to taste it. Okay, so let's get into it. I don't even know which way I want to start. I'm gonna let's start with the glazed carrots. Let's see. My mouth already watering. Bomb. Not even super sweet. Bomb. Savory. Oh my god. Is it to these Brussels sprouts? Now these Brussels sprouts, I did add some big jam to it, as I told you all. I did something a little different with that, but let's see how it goes down. Let's see if it holds up to my Brussels sprouts, how I normally make them. Man, that bread was wrapping up. You ain't gonna get another joy, girl. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Talking with food in my mouth. Brown sugar cornbread. It's like a cinnamon biscuit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't wait for y'all to try this. Oh my gosh. And listen, I'm not about to go get a knife. I'm about to just like this. Look, got the rice and stuff stuck on the bottom. I don't put my hair back. Gotta get into it. Girl. I'm telling you, every time I cook, I want to marry myself. Baby. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what is you doing? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and tell everybody where you're going to find the best vegan recipes there is. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, because this food is absolutely delicious. Be sure to get my cookbook. It's so amazing. It'll be in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like and share with a friend. And I'll see you next time on Say What is Vegan, where you're going to find the best vegan soul food recipes there is. Ciao!